Okay, so next we proceed. Okay, so about 6 to 7 days after fertilization, blastocysts attach to endometrium, or that process we call as implantation. So for the first 2 to 4 weeks of development, nutrient obtained from endometrium gland, so blastocysts and large. Okay, so if you look at here, okay, kalau kita tengok tadi macam yang kita dah discuss, so based on the structure of the blastocyst, kita ada the outermost layer, okay, ataupun the outer cell mass here yang luar sekali kita panggil sebagai trophoblast. Okay, and then this is the inner cell mass. The fluid filled cavity here, this one we call as blastocyst. So keseluruhan structure ni yang kita panggil sebagai blastocyst. Okay, so inner cell mass is toward endometrium. Maksudnya untuk berlaku proses of implantation, the inner cell mass is facing towards the endometrium, and then trophoblast will secrete enzyme. So what is the function of the enzyme? It will enable the blastocyst to penetrate the uterine lining. So once the trophoblast, okay, secrete the, okay, kalau kita tengok dekat sini, once the trophoblast secretes the enzyme, so it will enable the blastocyst to penetrate to the uterine lining by digesting and liquefying or dissolve the endometrial cell. Okay. Besides that, trophoblast also will secrete human chorionic gonadotropin or HCG. So what is the importance of this hormone? It will sustain corpus luteum to secrete progesterone and estrogen. Okay, so yang ini kita dah discuss dalam ovarian cycle. So what happened to the Graafian follicle? Graafian follicle, once it is ruptured, so it will develop to become corpus luteum. So this corpus luteum will secrete progesterone and estrogen. So macam mana the structure of the corpus luteum is sustained because of there is HCG that is secreted by trophoblast. Okay, so trophoblast project into endometrium, and then the inner cell mass here, tadi yang ini adalah inner cell mass, it will form epiblast and hypoblast. So the upper part structure here, dekat atas kita panggil sebagai hypoblast, yang di bawah ni kita panggil sebagai epiblast. So the human embryo develop almost entirely from epiblast. Okay. Okay, and then after implantation, cell undergo gastrulation. So means that once blastocyst is successfully implanted, so what happened to the cell? It will undergo gastrulation. So what is gastrulation? It is the rearrangement of the cell of blastula that produce 3 germ layer. Ataupun secara ringkasnya kita kata the process of gastrulation is the formation of 3 germ layer. Okay, so what happened to the epiblast? Epiblast will give rise to 3 germ layer that are ectoderm, mesoderm and also endoderm. Okay, so based on the diagram yang ni awak boleh tengok dalam lecture notes. Okay, and then these 3 layers are surrounded by extra embryonic membrane. Okay, which are the extra embryonic membrane? Okay, chorion, amnion, yolk sac and also allantois. Okay, so yang ni adalah the sequence of post-fertilization in human from zygote to the formation of germ layer. So kita go through one by one. Okay, yang ni secara ringkas lah. Okay, so the first step, fertilization will form zygote. Okay, so once zygote is already produced, so cleavage process will occur, forming morula. So morula is the ball of cell, and then each cell is called blastomere. Okay, and then from morula it will become blastocyst. So blastocyst consists of blastocele, trophoblast and inner cell mass. Okay, and then the implantation of blastocyst to the uterine lining. Okay, so implantation will occur once blastocysts already arrive at the uterus. Okay, so implantation of blastocysts to the uterine lining. So trophoblast will secrete enzyme to invade the uterine layer until embedded in the endometrium. Okay, and then what happened to the inner cell mass? Inner cell mass will form hypoblast and epiblast. Next, gastrulation is occur. So what is gastrulation? It will produce the 3 germ layer, which are ectoderm, mesoderm and endoderm. Okay, and then the lastly 4 extra embryonic membrane form, which are chorion, amnion, yolk sac and allantois. Okay, so after gastrulation is occur, so gastrulation means the formation of the 3 germ layer. So after gastrulation, it will proceed with the process that we call as organogenesis. So what is organogenesis? It is the process by which the 3 germ layers of embryo develop into various organs of the organism. So means that daripada germ layer yang develop from the process of gastrulation, for organogenesis, the 3 germ layer of the embryo will develop into various organ of the organism. And then the process of organogenesis will begin with neurulation. Okay, so actually what is neurulation? Neurulation occurs as region of dorsal ectoderm develop into neural plate. Okay, so kalau kita tengok based on this structure here, the 3 germ layer consists of ectoderm, which is the outermost layer, Mesoderm, the middle layer, and also endoderm is the innermost layer. Okay, so what happened with neurulation? Neurulation occurs when the region of dorsal ectoderm is here, is the outermost layer, okay, develop into neural plate. So neural plate ni berada di bahagian atas, and then neural plate fold inwards, rolling itself into neural tube. So what happened to the neural plate? It will fold, okay, and then it will form a neural tube. So neural tube will become central nervous system, which consists of brain and also spinal cord. Okay, so means that for process of organogenesis, okay, it will begin with neurulation, okay, forward to become central nervous system, which consists of brain and also spinal cord. Okay, so if you look at the germ layer, so kita ada 3 germ layer dekat sini, ectoderm, mesoderm and also endoderm. Okay, so this is the endoderm. Okay, so kalau kita tengok based on this one, awak mesti kena tahu what are the organs that will be formed by this 3 germ layer. Okay, for the example, kita tengok dulu derivative of ectoderm germ layer. So it will form epidermis of skin, epithelial lining of the mouth and rectum, cornea and lens of the eye, another one nervous system, adrenal medulla, tooth enamel, epithelium of the pineal and pituitary gland. So means that yang ni awak mestilah kena tahu beberapa organ yang develop daripada ectoderm. Okay, next we look at derivative of mesoderm germ layer. So it will form notochord, which is disappear before birth. Okay, and then some part persists as the inner portion of the disc in adult spine. And then skeletal and muscular system, circulatory and lymphatic system, excretory system, reproductive system except germ cell, another one the mist of skin. Okay, now we look at the derivative of endoderm germ layer. So it will form epithelial lining of digestive tract, epithelial lining of respiratory system, and pancreas, thyroid, parathyroid, thymus, lining of urethra, urinary bladder, and also reproductive system. Okay, so remember, what is organogenesis? It is the process by which the 3 germ layers of embryo develop into various organ of the organism, and it will begin with neurulation. So neurulation means the development, ataupun kita boleh kata, okay, what happened to the neural tube? It will become central nervous system, which consists of brain and spinal cord. So as a conclusion for human embryogenesis, so remember, when the sperm fertilize with egg, so it will produce zygote, and then zygote will undergo a series of cleavage process. So what is cleavage? It is a rapid mitotic division. From zygote, okay, dia akan berlaku the first cleavage process, second cleavage, and then sampailah dia membentuk morula. So morula is a ball of cell, which is it is consists of 32 cells and above lah. Okay, and then from morula it will form blastocyst. So blastocyst will implant at the lining of the endometrium. So once blastocyst is already undergo implantation, so the next process is proceed with gastrulation. So what is gastrulation? It is the formation of 3 germ layers, which are ectoderm, mesoderm, and endoderm to form the embryo. Later dia akan membentuk embryo. Okay, and also it will form 4 extra embryonic membrane, which consists of chorion, amnion, yolk sac, and allantois. Okay, so once blastocyst undergo gastrulation, so it will form gastrula. So bila dah terbentuk gastrula, it will undergo organogenesis. That will begins with neurulation. So neurulation, bila dah berlaku neurulation, it will form it will form central nervous system that consists of brain and also spinal cord. Okay, and then from gastrula, it will form neurula. Okay, and also organogenesis also will occur, by which the germ layers develop into various organs, and lastly, fetus will be developed.